Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you can strum through a song called She's My Kind of Rain by Tim McGraw. And we're going to start off on a C major chord. And when we play C major, first finger goes to the B string on the first fret, second finger on the D string, second fret, and third finger on the A string on the third fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a C major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. And then from the C, we're going to be going to a G major chord. When we play G major, first finger goes to the A on the second fret, second finger on the low E string, third fret, third finger on the high E string, third fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. Now you will kind of hear where the bass player kind of plays an A string, second fret, kind of a G slash B, or G with a B in the bass. So you're kind of strumming the A string, the high E string, reaching that sound. And then from there we go to an A minor chord. When we play A minor, first finger goes to the B string on the first fret, second finger on the D string, second fret, and third finger on the G string, second fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A minor chord, and it sounds really, really sad. And then from the A minor, we're going to be going to an F major chord. There's a couple different ways if you're just starting out. We'll talk about an easy one. But if you know the bar F major, you do your first finger across the entire first fret, second finger on the G string, second fret, third finger on the A string, third fret, and the pinky on the D string, third fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an F major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. And then a good substitute for that, though, if you're just starting out, is something called an F major 7, where you do the first finger on the B string, first fret, second finger on the G string, second fret, and the third finger on the D string on the third fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds an F major 7, and it sounds really, really happy. And it's kind of our intro progression, but it's also kind of our verse progression. Is that C, E, G, E, A minor, F. But a lot of times with a song like this, to make it more interesting, I like adding something called a strum pattern. And one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, down, up, which would be really slow for this song. You'd have C, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So if you try that through our intro verse progression, we'd have C, down, up, down, up, G slash B, down, up, down, A minor, down, down, up, down, up, F, down, up, down, up. Now another strum pattern I would think about, though, is something called a 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is if you're tapping your foot to the beat, right now we're kind of dividing that beat into two parts with our down, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's called an 8th note. What a 16th note is where you divide that into 4 parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of my favorite 16th note strum patterns is long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. And what I mean by that is if you take the C and do it down for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's what you do on the first beat. Then on the second beat, you're doing a down on 1, down on 3, up on 4. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. And then on the third beat, you're doing an up on 2, down on 3. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, up, down, 1, up, down, 1, up, down. And then on the last beat, you're going down, up, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So all together, you got down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, down. That through that verse progression, you have C, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, G slash B, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, A minor, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, F, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, C, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, G, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, A minor, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, F, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. And then from there, we'll be going into our pre-chorus. Our pre-chorus starts on a D minor chord. And when we play D minor, first finger goes to the high E on the first fret, second finger goes to the G string on the second fret, and the third or the fourth finger goes to the B string on the third fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds a D minor chord, and it sounds really, really sad. And then from the D minor, we go back to our G major chord, and then we go back to D minor, and then there's kind of a big build up on the F where you may want to just kind of do down strokes through that F chord. So we could try that with our down, down, up, down, up, and have D minor, down, up, down, up, G, down, down, up, down, D minor, down, down, up, F, build up. Or we could try that with our 16th and have D minor, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, And our chorus starts on C, and then we go to G, and then we go to D minor, and then we go to F, and we kind of repeat that. But the weird part is they're kind of half. They don't last as long. So you may want to take the down, down, up, and just try down, down, up. So if you're just starting out with kind of a C down, down, up, G down, down, D minor down, down, up, F down, down, up, C down, down, up, G down, down, D minor down, down, up, F down, down, up. Now you can also try and half it a different way and do the C with a down, down, G with the up, down, up, D minor with the down, down, and F with the up, down, up. Kind of mix it up too is C, down, G on the up, down, D minor on the down, F on the up, down, C on the down, G on the up, down, D minor on the down, F on the up, down, up. Or if you're digging on the 16th pattern, you could do the down, 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 up on each chord and have C, down, down, up, G, down, down, up, D minor, down, down, up, F, down, down, up, C, down, down, up, G, down, down, up, D minor, down, down, up, F. Pattern between the chords and have C with the down, 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 up, G with the up, down, down, up, down, up, D minor with the down, 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 up, and then the F with the up, down, down, down. It can be kind of a cool way to do it too. So C, down, down, up, G, up, down, down, up, D minor, down, down, up, F, up, down, up, C, down, down, up, G, up, down, up, D minor, down, down, up, F, up, down, C, down, down, up, G, up, down, down, up, very end, there's kind of this big push on an F chord. And then from there, we'll be going back into our intro verse progression. Now, one other thing you might want to think about adding to the song, though, is bass notes. And a lot of times on that first down, of the down, down, up, or the down, 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 up, down, down, up, you can throw in a bass note for the chord. So on the C, you'd have the A string for the bass. On the G chord, you have the low E string for the bass, unless you're going for the G/B, in which case you'd be going for the A string on the bass. And then on the A minor, you'd have the A string for the bass. On the bar F, you'd have the low E for the bass. On the F major 7, you'd have the D for the bass. And on the D minor, we'd have the D string for the bass. So we tried our next verse with a bass down, up, you'd have C with an A bass, down, down, G/B, down, down, A minor with an E bass, down, down, F with the bass, down, down, C with an A bass, down, down, G/B with an A bass, down, down, A minor with an A bass, down, down, F with the bass, down, or if you're digging on the 16th, you could add basses to that and have C with an A bass, G/B with an A bass, A minor with an A bass, F bass, down, 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 C, G/B, A minor with an A bass, F with the bass, and then from there, we'll be going into our next pre-chorus. We tried that with the bass down, up, We'd have D minor with the D bass, down, down, G with the Louis bass, down, down, D minor with the D bass, down, down, kind of that F build up. You want to keep that the same. Or you can try that with the 16th bass pattern. I'd have D minor with the D bass, G with the Louis bass, D minor with the D bass, F build up to lead us into our next chorus. So on the chorus, you could add basses too. You could do kind of a bass down up on each chord, and that might be kind of a cool way to kind of try it if you're just starting out. C with an A bass, down, G with low E bass, down, D minor with the E bass, down, F with the bass, down, up. Or you could add basses to the halving pattern and have C with the bass, down, G on the up, down, D minor with the D bass, down, F on the up, down, C with an A bass, down, G on the up, down, D minor with the D bass, down, F on the up, down, C with an A bass, down, G on the up, down, D minor with the D bass, down, F on the up, down, up. Or you could use your 16th pattern and have C with the bass, down, down, G with the bass, D minor with the D bass, F with the bass, down, down, C with an A bass, G with the bass, D minor with the D bass, F with the bass. Or you could do kind of half the pattern and add basses in. Up bass, down, up bass, down, up bass, down, up bass, down, D minor with the D bass, down, F up bass, down, C with an A bass, down, G up bass, down, D minor with the D bass, down, F up bass, down. And then from there, then we go into a solo part that's kind of like our verse part. Kind of back to our C, G/B, A minor, and we kind of do that twice, and then we kind of have a big build up on the F, kind of like at the end of our pre-chorus, kind of. So you might want to kind of go to downs on that last F. And there's some really cool guitar licks through that part. If you wanted to play some of those licks, you could start out 5th fret on the D string with a hammer on the 7, and then 7 on the G, and then 5th fret on the G, and then we go back to that 5-7 hammer on the D, and then 5 on the D, and then we do that 5-7 again, and then 5-7 again, and then 5 to 8 on the B string, and then we take 8 on the B string and slide it to 10, and then high E8, high E7, and then 10 on the B string. So you got 5, 7, 7, 5, 7, 5, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 8, 10, 8, 7, 10. And then we got 9th fret on the G string, and we do that 3 times, and then kind of do a big bend on that last 9, and then take 7 on the G string and do a slide back to 5. So we're gonna kind of play around with that too. And then we go to 8th fret on the B string for a hammer on a 10, and then we go to 8, 10 on the high E string, and then we take 10th fret on the high E string and do 2 bends. And then we take that and kind of go all the way over to 12th fret on the high E string and do a pull off, and then slide to 8th fret. So it's kind of a 12, pull off, slide to 8, and then we go back to 10, and then 8 on the high E, and then 10 twice on the B string, and then 7 on the high E, 8 on the high E, 10 on the high E, and then 10 on the B, and then 9th fret bend on the G string, and then we go 7-5 slide, and then we go to the D string for a 7-5, 5, 5, 7, 5, 5, 5. So through the whole solo, you'd have that 5, 7, 7, 5, 5, 7, 5, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 8, 10, 8, 7, 10, 9, 9, 9, bend, 7, 5, and then 8, 10, 8, 10, 10, bend, 10, bend, 12, 10, 8, 10, 8, 10, 10, and then 7, 8, 10, 10, 9 bend, 7, 5, 7, 5, 5, 5, 7, 5, 5, 5. And then from there, they would be going into our next pre-chorus. So we kind of follow that out with our 16. And what you may want to do is kind of take all these different ideas and kind of figure out how you want to kind of cover the tune. D minor, we've got kind of the F build up on that pre-chorus. Lead us into our last chorus. So you want to kind of take all these different ideas and kind of see how you want to kind of cover it. And if you have other lick ideas or other vocabulary or other strum patterns that you like, you know, you can kind of mix it up a little bit. It's just one guy's interpretation, right? So you gotta figure out what your own is. That's the basics of how you could strum through She's My Kind of Rain by Tim McGraw. So good luck!